The redemption of Adunni in the heart of Oyo, Nigeria, where the ancient walls of history whispered tales of courage and resilience. There lived a young girl named Adunni. She was the daughter of a kind and prosperous man, Baba Olaniyi, who was loved and respected by all in the village. Her mother, Larumpe, had passed away when she was just a child, but Baba Olaniyi had taken great care of her, ensuring she lacked nothing. However, fate had a cruel twist in store for Adunni. When Adunni was 10 years old, her father remarried. Her stepmother, Iyafumi, came into their home with her two children, Fumi and Sheyi. At first, everything seemed well, but soon after Baba Olaniyi passed away unexpectedly, the true nature of Iyafumi emerged. With Baba Olaniyi gone, Iyafumi began to show her true colors. She treated Adunni with coldness and disdain, a stark contrast to the love and care she showered on her own children. While Fumi and Sheyi were sent to the best private schools in the city, dressed in fine clothes and given the best of everything, Adunni was forced to attend a poorly maintained public school far from home. The school was so far that Adunni had to wake up before dawn and walk for miles to get there, often arriving late and exhausted. Despite the hardships, Adunni was determined to learn. She sat in the front row every day, soaking in every bit of knowledge she could. Her teachers, though they were often overwhelmed with the poor conditions of the school, noticed her determination and did what they could to encourage her. Meanwhile, at home, Adunni was responsible for all the house chores, cooking, cleaning, fetching water from the distant stream, and even tending to the small garden that provided the family's vegetables. Her stepmother and step-siblings did nothing but enjoy the fruits of her labor. All the good properties of Baba Olaniyi, his farmland, his cattle, and even the house they lived in were claimed by Iyafumi for herself and her children. The only thing left for Adunni was a small barren piece of land on the outskirts of the village. But Adunni did not let this break her spirit. Each evening, after her chores were done and her stepmother and step-siblings were fast asleep, she would sneak out to the barren land. Under the moonlight, she tilled the soil with her bare hands, planting seeds of maize and cassava she had managed to save. She watered the plant with little water she could carry, hoping that somehow her efforts would not be in vain. One day, Adunni's school announced a statewide academic competition. The best students from every school in Oyo State would compete, and the winners would be awarded scholarship to the most prestigious secondary school in the region. Adunni knew this was her chance, a way to escape the chains that bound her. The day of the competition arrived, and Adunni, dressed in her faded uniform, stood out among the other students who wore crisp new clothes. Some of the other contestants looked at her with pity, others with disdain, but Adunni kept her focus. She remembered her father's words and drew strength from them. The competition was fierce, with challenging questions in mathematics, science, and literature. Adunni answered each question with confidence, her mind sharp despite the fatigue that clung to her. When the final results were announced, Adunni's name was called as the winner. With scholarship, Adunni was able to attend the prestigious secondary school, where she excelled even further. The school provided her with everything she needed: uniforms, books, and a place to stay. No longer burdened by the endless chores and the harsh treatment at home, Adunni blossomed. As she grew older, Adunni's hard work and determination paid off. She gained admission to a top university to study medicine. While Fumi and Sheyi struggled to gain admission anywhere, They had never taken their studies seriously, relying on the privileges their mother had provided instead of working hard. When their grades fell short, there was no amount of money that could secure them a place in any reputable institution. As Adunni progressed through her medical training, her brilliance shone brightly. Even before she graduated, several organizations were already requesting for her services. Her reputation as a dedicated and compassionate student reached far and wide. Upon completing her education, Adunni was quickly employed as a medical doctor at a prestigious hospital in the city. Despite her success, Adunni never forgot the pain of losing her parents. She remembered her father's word and her mother's gentle voice. She remembered how the lack of proper health care in their village had contributed to their untimely deaths. Determined to honor their memory, Adunni made it her mission to give back to her community. Using her earnings and some assistance from the hospital where she worked, Adunni spearheaded the construction of a state-of-the-art hospital in her village. The hospital, Olarumpe, named after her late parents, became a beacon of hope for the villagers, offering the kind of care that had been absent for so long. One day, during a particularly busy afternoon, Adunni was called to the emergency room. There had been an accident on the outskirts of the village, and an elderly woman had been brought in, unconscious and in a critical condition. As she hurried to the emergency room, her heart skipped a beat when she saw who it was, her stepmother, Iyafumi. Without hesitation, Adunni took charge, directing nurses and doctors as they worked to stabilize Iyafumi. She personally ensured that her stepmother was given the best care possible, even asking that she be transferred to a special private room once her condition had improved. When Iyafumi regained consciousness and realized where she was overwhelmed with emotion. She could hardly believe that the very girl she had once mistreated was now the one saving her life. Tears streamed down her face as she saw Adunni standing by her bedside. "Adunni," Iyafumi sobbed, "I am so sorry for everything I did to you. I treated you so poorly, and yet here you are, taking care of me with so much kindness. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I must ask for it." Adunni, her eyes soft with compassion, sat by her stepmother's side. "Iyafumi, the past is the past. I have long forgiven you. Holding on to bitterness would only have held me back." With a heavy heart, Iyafumi began to recount the events that had led her to this point. Fumi and Sheyi, having squandered all the wealth Baba Olaniyi had left behind, had left her destitute. The properties, the farmland, and even the house had all been sold off to fund their reckless lifestyles. Eventually, Fumi and Sheyi themselves became penniless, and they all had been forced to leave the village. "I lost everything," Iyafumi confessed, "and it is all because I allowed greed and jealousy to cloud my judgment. Now I have nothing left, and my children have nothing either. We have no hope, no land, nothing." At that moment, Fumi and Sheyi entered the room, their faces filled with shame. They had been standing outside listening to their mother's word, and now they knelt before Adunni, tears streaming down their faces. "Sister Adunni," Fumi said, her voice trembling, "we have wronged you in so many ways. We were blinded by our pride and selfishness. Please forgive us." Sheyi added, "We understand if you cannot, but we beg for your mercy. We have lost everything, and we are truly sorry." Adunni looked at them, her heart heavy with the weight of their shared past. She knew the pain of losing everything, and she understood that they too had suffered. But she also knew that forgiveness was a powerful thing, and it was something she was willing to give. "I forgive you," Adunni said softly. "But forgiveness alone will not change what has happened. Our father's legacy is important, not just to me, but to this village. I will do everything I can to buy back what was lost, not out of anger, but to preserve what Baba Olaniyi worked so hard to build." True to her word, Adunni began the process of reclaiming her father's properties. She negotiated with the new owners, many of whom were willing to sell back the land and assets once they understood her intentions. Slowly but surely, she bought back the farmland, the cattle, and even the house where she had grown up. Adunni restored the house, making it a place of warmth and love, a symbol of the family she had lost but never forgotten. She invited Yafunmi, Funmi, and Sheyi to live with her, offering them a second chance to rebuild their lives. The villagers who had watched Adunni's journey with admiration now saw her as a symbol of strength and grace. Her story became an inspiration to all, a testament to the power of forgiveness, hard work, and determination. And so, Adunni's life came full circle. She had taken the suffering and hardship of her past and turned it into something beautiful. She had not only built a future for herself, but had also restored the legacy of her father, ensuring that his name would be remembered with honor. As the years passed, Adunni continued to serve her community, using her skills and resources to make life better for everyone around her. Her hospital became one of the best in the region, and her story spread far and wide, touching the hearts of many. Through it all, Adunni remained humble, never forgetting where she had come from or the lessons she had learned along the way. She had faced great challenges, but with faith, determination, and a forgiving heart, she transformed her life and the lives of those around her. Her journey from suffering to success became a beacon of hope, showing that no matter how difficult the circumstances, perseverance and kindness can lead to a brighter future.